I can't hear. Like walking around like this. All right. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Today is Monday, July 15. This is the Grosse Ile Township Election Commission meeting. I am going to ask for a roll call to convene our meeting at now 8:47. Oh, do we do that before we open the meeting? No.
Yeah, roll calls after.
Oh. I thought we always open the meeting
Well,
before
it's okay. We can do it either way.
Well, I would like to
Okay.
open the meeting. And then we'll go to the Pledge of Allegiance
All
right after. So, obviously Supervisor Budney.
Present.
Treasurer Nadeau.
Here.
And Clerk O'Connor, I'm here. Our Deputy Clerk Brian Friel is here. So the meeting is now open. Now if we would stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. First, I would like to ask, are there any additions or deletions to the agenda?
No.
There being none, we can move on to the approval of the agenda.
I make a motion to approve the agenda as shown.
Supported by Treasurer Nadeau. All in favor? Vote
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? None opposed. Motion passes. There are no presentations. We would like to now have a motion to approve the minutes of the January 29. Oh, that was our
Our
last election commission meeting. It says here regular meeting. So I would like to have a motion to approve the minutes of our last election commission meeting, which was on January 29, 2024.
So, go ahead. Support.
Okay, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? None opposed. Motion passes. So the first action item is the, pardon me. I'm smelling somebody else's coffee. It's distracting me. Love it. Okay, so our first motion is to approve the Election Commission authorized assistance. I need a motion and a second.
So moved.
Brian, should I read out the list of names, or we just go by it printed and people can look it up?
Yeah, I don't think we need to read them off. I think
Okay.
we're good.
So then I would like to, all in favor, please say aye. Aye. Anybody opposed? None opposed. The motion passes. Our action item number 2 is to appoint the qualified and registered election inspectors and receiving board officials.
So moved. Support.
And so all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? None opposed. The motion passes. And then obviously we have a list of precinct inspectors, early voting inspectors, absentee counting board inspectors, and the receiving board. And our next action item, and I believe our last action item, nope.
Wasn't that? We got two. Yeah. Wasn't the emergency?
The emergency election inspectors, did we need to add that to the agenda?
Oh, it's on here.
It's on there.
It's on there.
It's on there, number 3.
There we go.
Yep.
All right. Yep, that coffee is calling
it's
me.
really
So our next motion is the approval to appoint the qualified and registered emergency election inspectors and receiving board officials as needed.
So moved.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? None opposed. The motion passes. And then now our final is to establish the absent voter counting boards for the August 6, 2024 state primary election. I have a motion.
And I
I have a
support.
second. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Anybody opposed? None opposed. The motion passes. So moving right along, we are looking for public comment. We don't have any public present in the room. Brian, do you have any emails that came in?
No.
Okay, so we don't have a public comment. We do have any discussion items. There are none on our agenda. Any commission member reports?
No.
No. So I would like to entertain a motion to adjourn so that we can go into a study session to hold our public accuracy test.
So moved. Or
I have a motion and support. All in favor, aye.
aye.
So I have a motion to adjourn at 8:55 this morning, and we are going to take a short break and move to the study session to conduct our public accuracy test. Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Bye-bye.
This coffee's good.
wonderful. Turned out to be a perfect.
Now we're on that one.
You want to look very thoughtful.
Okay, and I want to welcome everybody to the public accuracy test for the state primary election for August 6th. We're going to go through the whole process that our inspectors would go through in the morning. Like, everything's always locked up. I've already tested these machines, so we know they work properly. And then after the testing was done, everything's been locked down to assure that no one has tampered with the machines after the initial pre-test. And then once we finish these tests, we will lock them all back down again, and they won't be opened up again until Election Day. And that's it. So let's verify some seals, and we'll start cutting some seals off.
Okay.
I'll start over here.
Let me come with you over here.
Sure.
All right.
Okay, so this front seal here, make sure it's correct on.
And have we numbered the tabulators?
So
or-
this tabulator is the early voting tabulator.
Early voting tabulator,
Okay.
okay.
And that front seal
Is-
should be 184736.
It is 184736.
Perfect. And then what about the side?
And the side seal is 184729.
Correct, 184729. And then we have one in the other side, just to verify.
And which
No,
tabulator?
no, we're still on this
Oh,
tabulator.
I'm sorry. Yeah, duh.
And this one should be 184737.
184737.
Perfect. All right.
You gentlemen want to look at them as well? That Brian and I are not. Get some.
All right, so we'll get the lid off this. I need keys, so hold on.
Actually, Brian, we keep those seals, don't we? We keep these 3 seals in storage to prove that they were here to begin with.
That is correct. All right, and now I'm going to open up our testing material bin. It has the keys to the tabulator in it, so I'm going to have one of our officials come over here and verify the seal on this. So you're going to verify. Let's see if I can read that. All right, so the seal number should be 541549. And that's what this says also, 541549.
So now Brian is plugging in the tabulator. I don't know if the camera can pick it up, but again, we have more seals on the actual tabulator. So one more layer of authentication needs to take place.
No more cutting on this one.
What did you just do? Can you explain that to people? We don't want people writing in.
Okay, so that was just me turning on the machine. I think the volume's a little bit loud on this one. So this particular tabulator, there's a button you have to press to get it to turn on. The other one, when I plug it in, it'll automatically turn on. They're two different tabulators. This is the updated version of that tabulator. So we're going to verify the seals on the front of this.
Okay, so we have an administrator seal and a poll worker seal.
Correct.
So on the administrator seal, we have 184778.
That is correct.
And then on the poll worker seal, we have 78372.
Correct.
Okay. And then we have one more seal over here. That is 188000.
Which I didn't write down.
Okay.
All right, good part about that one is it doesn't actually control anything.
Right, it's just a
It used to be where we,
open and,
yeah, we had transmitters that you plugged into them, and they would transmit the results from the precinct directly to us in the clerk's office. That was deemed to not be safe, so those have been taken away, so
Okay.
it doesn't do anything anymore.
so this just really closes the access point for
For that,
USB that we don't use. it.
correct.
And that will just stay put.
Yep, that one does not ever get cut off. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is at least get this machine going. I'm gonna put the security key on. It's gonna ask me then for maybe? It's gonna ask me for a password. I was correct.
Wow, well done.
That's gonna load up and then we'll get.
Well, and again, this is what our chairpeople and co-chairpeople and poll inspectors will be doing as they open the polls, both at the early voting, absentee counting board, and the precinct location.
Yes, and also early voting, each day, everything will get locked down just like this, and they have to bring it up, verify every seal, and make sure nothing's been tampered with overnight, every day, so. Okay, so we'll get this tabulator opened up real fast.
Jim, do you want to help out on that side?
That's fine.
All right, so if you just want to read off that front seal number to me.
184738.
I'm on the wrong side. 184738, and this is tabulator 2, by the way, so precinct number 2 is tabulator. Okay, and that's correct.
Okay.
And then we have a side or the back, whichever one you'd like to do next.
We only have one. 184740.
184740, correct. And then we have one on the side here.
Oh, okay.
Come around. Yep.
And again, is that because it's an older model?
No, you opened up one
I
on that
did on
side
that
too.
side?
Yep.
182.
I am missing that cup of coffee.
386.
182386 is correct. Okay. Okay, now we'll verify the seals on this one.
Okay. Ready? 184777.
184777, yes.
78373
Correct.
and 184780.
780, correct. All right. And same thing, we're gonna now get this machine loaded up. It turned on automatically when I plugged it in.
And I don't know if it's common knowledge, but right here on the screen, it will say the date and the time. And also on election day, that's something that the inspectors will verify, that the date and time are accurate. We've come a long way, Brian, in 27 years since I started as clerk. At the beginning of my tenure, we were just beginning to use the electronic tabulators. They had just moved away from the clicking system and the curtains and, so,
We want to quickly just put these in order from 1 to, I think it's 29. And I pulled these ballots out, since we already did the pretest, the ballots are out of order, so I'm just trying to put them back in order here real fast.
and again, did you prepare this test deck, or did we have this test deck prepared?
No, this was prepared by me using the guidelines by the Bureau of Elections.
And again, as he's sorting these, what we're testing is every potential marking that can be done on a ballot, not just candidates, including write-in candidates, including stray marks, including no votes, crossover votes, again, to make sure that every eventuality is tested, that the machine actually will pick those up. So as we put ballots through, you're going to see that some ballots will go through, others will need to be decided by the voter and the election clerk, whether they need to be revoted or rejected, or just put in and not counted. Right, Brian?
That is correct. All right, let me, almost done here. Actually, it looks like you guys will have 28 ballots, I believe. I think I have the 29 stack.
And because this is a primary, each different precinct will have a different test deck, again, because of the addition of precinct delegate candidates that are printed on the ballots. And so each precinct ballot, each precinct will have its own specific set of ballots.
Okay, so my tablet is beeping, which is asking me to put the security key in so it can start doing its authentication of the election files. Come on. Okay, so mine will start to load up here. I believe yours is loaded.
Looks like this one's ready to
All
go.
right, so this, now we're at the point where it's asking us if the date and time is correct. July 15th, 2024, 9:12 a.m. We will confirm. And we will now open the polls on the early voting tab there. We're just going to run precinct 1 test deck through this to make sure it's correct. We're going to print 1 0 tape to start off. And I'll have the commission confirm that there are no votes on this and it is all zeroed.
And just a reminder, this tape stays connected so that when we run the final tabulation tape, the 0 tape and the tabulation tape at the end of the election or at the end of the election day will be connected. There's a kind of chain of evidence, so to speak. You can see how long this is.
Yeah, yours is actually a little bit shorter than this one, but
Okay.
this one will be a little longer when it gets
So
up.
we're going to take a look here to make sure these are all zeros, all along. There's nothing been tabulated on here. It's all zeros.
That is correct.
Every category has zeros.
And while they do that, I'm just running my 0 tape
Almost to
on
the
this
end
precinct.
here. So there we go. And even on the top, 0 ballots cast. So we can do, Brian, you want us to sign this, correct?
Yes, correct.
So today, because this is a public accuracy test, we'll be signing this. On the date of the election inspectors will be signing this. Everybody present at the opening of the polls.
Right, and one thing to do, you should be verifying all the candidates that are on the ballot match what is on the tape, just as a practice.
Okay, so you want me to go
If you
back?
could, just real fast, sorry about that.
Yeah, that's it.
I was a little off. It's Monday.
All right, then I will read and you will, or you will read and I will check. So we're going to start with the Democratic ballot.
Okay,
We have United States Senator as the first race. Hill Harper,
yes,
Alyssa Slotkin,
yes,
write-in, total votes 0. Representative in Congress for 6th District will be Debbie Dingell. There is no, there's a write-in, and then the votes. Representative in State Legislature for 27th District is Jamie Churches. Prosecuting Attorney is Kim L. Worthy.
yes,
Sheriff is Joan Merriweather and Raphael Washington,
yes,
and a write-in, of course. County Clerk is Kathy M. Garrett and Hadi Taraf.
yes,
Treasurer is Eric Sabri.
yes,
Register of Deeds, Bernard J. Youngblood.
correct,
County Commissioner, Joseph Palomera.
yes.
Supervisor for Grosse Ile Township
Hang
on the
on.
Democratic, you're gonna have to flip it?
flip it,
Yeah, and
okay.
voters, remember, you'll have to flip the ballot to get to the rest of the Democratic ticket.
Joseph Palmera, 15th District.
Is for County Commissioner. Then there is no candidate except write-in for Supervisor of Grosse Ile Township. No candidate except for write-in on Grosse Ile Township Clerk. No candidate except write-in for Treasurer of Grosse Ile Township. Trustee for Grosse Ile Township is Kyle Alexander DeBosse.
Correct,
Delegate to County Convention for Grosse Ile Township for Precinct 1, Erica Chapuis. Laurent Chapuis.
hold it, hold it,
Oh,
hold it.
they're not in the same order.
Yeah, they are not in the same order, and they are not,
They are different names.
yes.
What do we got here? Oh, wait. Oh, do you have, what's the top of your, did I give you precinct 3 ballots? And I said it was precinct 1, but I think I gave you 3's ballots, didn't I?
Okay.
Hold on. Yeah, oh, no.
Or Precinct 2.
Well, you're, I'm sorry, you have early voting.
Early voting 1. Yeah.
Well, it should be, so early voting's gonna give you all the delegates.
All
You're
the
gonna find
delegates.
precinct 3's
Gotcha.
delegates.
That's why this
Oh,
is so
sorry,
long.
sorry.
Yeah,
That's why this is so
So-
long.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Right.
They have the early voting machine, which covers all 3 of
All-
our precincts, so it's gonna show all the delegates on there
Okay,
for all 3
delegate.
precincts. So they just
So we're
gotta,
looking for Precinct 2?
they have to find precinct 3's.
3. Gotcha. Okay. So this is going to list Carol Domino,
yes,
Patricia D. Hartig,
yes,
John Leon,
yes,
Dominic Palazzolo,
yes,
Elizabeth Palazzolo,
yes,
Patricia L. Selby,
yes,
Jean T. Swift,
yes,
and Roberta Urbani,
yes,
and a write-in.
yes.
Okay? So those are the Democrats. Now we're going to flip it over again. For Republican ballot, United States Senator will be Justin Amash, Sherry O'Donnell, Sandy Pensler, and Mike Rogers,
Yes,
plus a write-in. Representative for Congress in the 6th District is Heather Smiley,
correct,
and a write-in vote. Representative in State Legislature for 27th District is Cody Hill, Riley Linting, Maria Mendoza-Bach, and write-in.
yes,
For prosecuting attorney, no candidate except write-in. For sheriff, Articia Bomer and T.P. Nikoriak.
yes,
For clerk, county clerk, no candidate except write-in. County treasurer, no candidate except write-in. Register of Deeds, Afaf Ahmad, and write-in.
yes,
And then we have to flip it over. County Commissioner, 15th District, no candidate, but write-in. Supervisor for Grosse Ile Township, Joseph S. Porcerelli, and write-in.
yes,
Clerk for Grosse Ile Township, Jameson G. Yeager, and write-in.
yes,
Treasurer for Grosse Ile, Kevin Flavin, and write-in.
yes,
Trustee for Grosse Ile Township, Michelle Bartlett, Craig B. Alecki, Bill Heil, Mark A. Mills, Margaret A. Shelton, and write-in.
Yes.
Delegate for County Convention for Grosse Ile Township Precinct 3 are none,
Correct.
and a write-in. Then on the nonpartisan ballot, we have Judge of District Court, Third Circuit, non-incumbent, Nicole Leanne Kastka and John Larkin, Adrienne G. Scruggs, and write-in.
Yes.
Proposition P, Parks Millage Renewal, yes, no.
Correct.
Proposition A, Auditor Selection Amendment, yes, no.
Correct.
Grosse Ile Millage Renewal to maintain current fire department operations, yes, no.
Correct.
We have to flip the ballot. Grosse Ile Millage Renewal to maintain current police department operations, yes, no.
Correct.
Grosse Ile Schools Sinking Fund Millage Renewal Proposal, yes, no.
Correct.
Okay, and that brings us to the end. Then we list here the unit model, unit, et
Yeah,
cetera. So at this point, and having already checked that it's zero
That is
all
good,
along,
yes.
we will now sign.
Sign, then you can move over to precinct 2 over here and do the same
Do
thing.
we have to date it? No, right, just sign.
No, you just hit sign.
All
It's,
right.
the tape itself has a date on it.
Dave, thank you. Whew. Well, and this gets done for every
Every
machine.
election, every machine.
Every election, every
Yeah,
machine.
every morning, early voting,
Yep.
election day at all 3 precincts, here at Township Hall for all 3 counting boards. It is a process. There's a reason they meet us here at 5:30 in the morning to get this
Yeah,
process going
yeah.
on election day, because there's a lot to do.
There's a lot to do, but also, we as voters on Grosse Ile have the comfort of knowing not only is this digitally being counted and tabulated, but if necessary, we have all the paper documentation as backup. This
Correct.
can all be hand counted again.
Okay, so before we get started running ballots, we just need to now check this particular machine, make sure that its ballot is correct and zeroed and all that.
Dave,
If you
you
guys,
wanna go over it?
you guys want to do the same thing, read it off, make sure we've got everything.
Who wants to read?
Yeah, you guys had the coffee, so. Well, and then
What-
this zero tape stays here for the full length of the election.
Not this one.
Not this one, but
Right.
on a regular ballot, on a regular precinct, this would stay for the whole election and be
Well, this is
connected
precinct 2.
physically to the very first tabulator tape.
Correct, and then that tape comes back to the clerk's office, to us.
Well, and one of the reasons, too, that this is, we're not always 100% versed when we do this, is that also things are added to the process every time something is established that it needs to be secured. So we're doing steps today that we didn't have to do 20 years ago, because the system is correcting itself, always staying ahead, trying to stay ahead of the curve, trying to foresee what is going to secure the system and keep it safe.
Okay, I just verified there are 0 ballots cast on this tape that we're starting.
All right.
Okay.
Start with the Democratic.
United States Senator Alyssa Slotkin and Hill Harper.
Yes.
Representative in Congress for 6th District is Debbie Dingell.
Yes.
Representative in the state legislature for the 27th District is Jamie Churches.
Yes.
Prosecuting attorney Kim L. Worthy.
Yes.
Sheriff Joan Merriweather and Raphael Washington.
Yes.
For clerk, Kathy M. Garrett and Hadi Taraf.
Yes.
Treasurer, Eric Sabri.
Yes.
Register of Deeds, Bernard J. Youngblood.
Yes. And there was a slot for write-in for all of
For all of these.
Yes.
County Commissioner, 15th District, Joseph Palomera.
Yes.
Supervisor for Grosse Ile Township is write-in only. Clerk for Grosse Ile Township is write-in only. Treasurer for Grosse Ile Township is write-in only. Trustee for Grosse Ile Township, we have Kyle DeBosse.
Kyle Alexander.
Kyle Alexander DeBosse, and write-in.
Yes.
Okay, delegates to County Convention. Precinct 2. Sarah Faye Givens.
Yep.
Teresa M. Hoffman. Lori L. Jacobs. Judith A. Mega. Arlie Ann Strasser. Carice Thiel. Douglas Thiel. And write-in.
Correct.
On the Republican ballot, the United States Senator Justin Amash, Sherry O'Donnell, Sandy Pinsler, and Mike Rogers.
Yes.
And all of these have a write-in slot as well. Representative in Congress for the 6th District is Heather Smiles.
Smiley?
Smiley,
Yeah, that's a
I'm
lie.
sorry.
Yeah.
Representative in the state legislature for the 27th District is Cody Dill, Riley Linting, Maria Mendoza Bach.
I had to let my staff know where we were.
Yes.
Prosecuting attorney, none. Sheriff is
That's correct.
Artisha Bauer. And TP Nikoriak.
Yes.
Clerk, none listed. Treasurer, none. Register of Deeds is Afaf Ahmad.
Yes.
County Commissioner, 15th District, is 0.
Ours-
Is none listed.
Correct.
Supervisor for Grosse Ile Township, Joseph S. Porcerelli.
Yes.
Clerk for Grosse Ile Township, Jamison G. Yeager.
Yes.
Treasurer for Grosse Ile Township, Kevin Flavin.
Yes. Oh,
Okay, Trustee for Grosse Ile Township, Michelle Bartlett, Craig Balecki, Mark A. Mills, Margaret A. Shelton. Delegate for
whoa. Did you miss? There should be one more.
I'm sorry, Bill Heil.
Yes.
3, 4, 5.
Sorry, Bill.
Yeah.
Delegate for County Convention for Grosse Ile Township, Deborah Georges.
Yes.
Edward Harbe.
Yes.
Alex Vig.
Yes.
Darwin Vig.
Yes.
And, okay, nonpartisan, we have Judge of the Circuit Court for the Third Circuit, Nicole Leanne Casca, John Larkin, Adrienne D. Scruggs.
Scruggs. Yes.
And then we have Proposition P with the Parks Millage renewal, yes or no.
Yes.
Proposition A, Auditor Selection Amendment, yes or no.
Yes.
Grosse Ile Millage renewal to maintain current fire department operations, yes, no.
Correct.
Grosse Ile Millage renewal to maintain current police department operations, yes, no.
Correct.
And Grosio Township, school sinking fund millage renewal, yes, no.
Yes.
And that completes the ballot.
I'll sign that.
Do they need the name printed and signed?
No, just signed.
Just signature?
Brian, you might want to speak to the fact eventually these tapes go to the county clerk's office, they go to the court of probate. This all gets reviewed by several authorities before the election is actually approved and closed. I will sign that there.
I'll take that
Keep
over.
wrapping and I'll sign. Thank you.
Okay, so like we mentioned earlier, Bureau of Elections gives us guidelines on how to create a test deck to test our machines. So that's what we have here. We have a test deck for each tabulator, and then we have to then mark the ballots according to that test deck. And how this works is there's certain propagations of things we have to do to make sure you can't cross over, you can't overvote, you know, that the machine's going to catch all those things. If you put a wrong ballot in a machine, it's going to say, it's going to spit it back. And then once you get through with those predetermined, then it becomes every candidate on the ballot has to have a different amount of votes, so that when you go through, you know that it's counting those ovals correctly. Because if everybody had 4 votes, how would you know if it counted which ones correctly? So every candidate will have a different, that's why we end up with, we have 28 ballots for precinct 2, but we have 29 for precinct 3, basically because they had more delegates, because the delegates are different on the ballots, which then cause that. So we'll go through, we're going to run these ballots, we'll say what, you know, how they're marked and go through. I will say that you won't have a wrong precinct because your machine's set to take all precincts, so it will take your wrong precinct one. So
Okay.
mine will not. Okay, so ballot number 1.
Do we want to do them concurrently?
Yep.
Okay.
So ballot number 1 is an overvote of the Republican Party along with the nonpartisan section and all the proposals. And yours is way faster than mine.
And as you know, you'll be using a secrecy sleeve when you're voting at the polls. We have a quick review. There
Right.
is at least one overvoted contest detected. You have overvoted in this many contests.
Right, because remember, we overvoted all of, yeah, so go
Yeah.
ahead.
And then United States Senator, you are allowed 1. So at this point, I can cast the ballot.
Cast the ballot,
Or
correct.
return the ballot.
Right.
If you're a voter at the polls, you have an option to return it and void it and fix it. Since this is an early voting precinct, you may have that option, but if it were an absentee counting board, they would simply cast it and it would not count. So I'm going to hit cast, right?
Correct. And I just waited too long, so it spit it back at me.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, ballot successfully cast.
The second ballot will be the opposite of that. So we're overvoting the entire Democratic Party along with the nonpartisan section and all the proposals. And the only thing, if there is no candidate running in a section, then you don't give a vote to a write-in, because then it would actually count it as a vote. It can't overvote a write-in, so.
Okay. So again, we have an overvoted, and it says United States Senator, and I am going to click cast. All right.
Mine just takes longer.
Yep. Well, and I like ballot number 3 has squiggles.
All right, ballot number 3 is, this is your stray mark ballot. So on mine, I've circled candidates, I've put squiggle marks.
Is there a camera picking up this?
It's
or
probably too
it's
far. It is that
far?
camera, but it's going to be too far away.
Okay.
But basically,
Yeah.
no oval is filled in, but there's marks all over the ballot, front and back.
Yep, he had fun with this one.
So what it should tell us is that it's a blank ballot. And
Blank ballot
Blank ballot detected.
detected. And I'm going to
And we're going to
click
cast it. Yeah, we'll cast every ballot. Precinct 4 is going to actually be a blank ballot, no marks on it at all, it's just blank.
Blank ballot detected, cast.
Ballot number 5 will be a correctly voted partisan section for the Republican Party, and then overvoting the nonpartisan and the proposals.
Okay. I'm going to slip that in. There is at least one overvoted contest. It tells you what it is. You have a choice to fix it. We're going to cast it.
Yep. Number 6 will be overvoted partisan section, correctly voted nonpartisan, overvoted proposal section. Had to cast it.
It's scanning the ballot. It's telling me overvoted.
So basically what this will do is it'll prove that one judge that got a vote will get a vote, but nobody else will.
Okay.
Number 7 will be an overvoted partisan section, overvoted nonpartisan section, and the proposals voted correctly.
Okay. Okay, ballot successfully cast. And if the voter stands by the tabulator long enough to hear it, you can hear the ballot actually drop into the ballot box.
Yes, you can. Okay, ballot number 8, this is where we're going to flip to the other party. So now we're going to have a correctly voted partisan section for the Democratic Party, overvote the nonpartisan and the proposals.
And we're again getting the message.
Number 9 will be a overvoted partisan section of the Democratic Party, correctly voted nonpartisan, and an overvoted proposal section.
Okay. Again, we're getting the right message.
And just so we know, when I say overvoted, I'm literally voting for every single candidate within those sections. If it's the proposals, then it's yes and no is getting voted. Number 10 will be an overvoted partisan section of the Democratic Party, an overvoted nonpartisan section, and a correctly voted proposal section. So it just shows that if you overvote those other sections, your proposals will still count.
And again, we're getting the correct message.
Number 11 will be an crossover vote. So we're voting for candidates in the Democratic and the Republican Party. And then we're voting correctly in the nonpartisan section and correctly in the proposals. So for this ballot, nothing in the partisan section is going to count, but the nonpartisan and proposals will count. Unfortunately, this is something that happens a lot in this election. where people cross over, and their partisan sections do not count.
So it's a reminder that you vote either all Democratic or all Republican plus
Correct.
nonpartisan, but you can't cross over the party section.
Correct. Number 12 is the wrong precinct. Mine will spit back at me. Uta's will take hers because it is the early voting machine that's programmed to take all 3 precincts.
So technically, it's not the wrong precinct for this machine.
Correct. Sometimes you gotta
But
let-
it's
you
coming
gotta
up
let
as
go.
blank.
Correct. And sometimes ballots don't want to grab correctly, and you got to flip them over or flip them backwards. So mine's coming back at me right now. It was a precinct 1 ballot and a precinct 2 machine. So it does say invalid ballot detected. Please ensure you receive the correct ballot. All right, number 13, this is where we start voting everything correctly just to start getting our candidates different numbers of votes. So this is a Republican ballot where we're just marking off candidates to get our numbers right, and our nonpartisan section.
Okay, and now because this ballot was successfully cast, I don't have to make a choice to cast or return.
Yeah, for the rest of the time, every ballot will
Every ballot will
actually be taken
be
correctly, so. And number 14, same thing, we're now still on the Republican Party and the nonpartisan section where we're trying to get those candidates' numbers. It's a big difference in speed.
I noticed that the beepers are a little louder too, which is good.
Yeah, it's
on
just,
the-
they're much faster, the new ones are
Yeah.
very nice.
Yeah.
Like mine just went. All right, number 15, once again, correctly voted Republican Party and nonpartisan.
Okay. Maybe next test, we do the Jeopardy music. Bum, 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 bum.
All right, number 16, same thing, Republican and nonpartisan. I'm the slow one.
Well, just to say, we do have humor in our day-to-day functions, but we take this very seriously.
And.
Number 17, same thing, Republican and nonpartisan.
Interestingly, when that machine came out, you probably thought that was an upgrade
Yes,
over
yes.
whatever.
Yeah, it was, because we
It
had a
was.
totally different system, a different company that ran our
Yeah.
voting equipment, and this was a huge improvement.
Yeah.
And number 18 looks like on mine to be just the Republican Party, just a couple candidates left. All right, number 19, once again, I think we just have the U.S. Senator that we're trying to get correct. I've already done this 12 times.
And you're still.
Between because we got backup tabulators, we have to make sure work so that if they come into play, now that they do function correctly, so you're testing everything, so.
Did you just put 20 in?
I'm sorry, that was number 20, same thing, just the Republican Party
Don't
again.
worry, yours will.
Yeah,
yours will still-
you can catch up. I
We
mean,
we keep an eye on each other, though, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Okay. 21?
And 21 will be the same, Republican Party. Almost done here. And 22 will be the last of the Republican Party section, and we'll move to the Democratic Party.
Okay. We're on 23. Right.
Yeah, that's what we're on.
I'll make sure.
Yeah, you're good. All right, 23, now we are on the Democratic Party.
And obviously, this kind of speed isn't a factor at the polling place because you're going to have people coming in at different intervals. It does maybe make a factor at the absentee counting board where the team is putting in, a small number at a time after
Right.
each other.
And
24?
24 is another Democratic Party. I'm going to flip this one over, put it in backwards, just to, it doesn't
me to do
matter.
that
It'll
too?
count, yeah, you might as well flip them around.
I'll do that with
It'll
25.
count it no matter what. I know sometimes at the polls, a machine gets finicky for some reason, and we start asking people maybe to put them in backwards, and I know people question maybe the reasoning for that, but it's usually, sometimes humidity can play with the machine a
Just
little
gonna
bit,
say
and
that.
for some reason, it just flipping something around makes it work better. Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, I
Number
just put in
25, the same
25, yeah.
Democratic Party.
26 went in backwards. Well, also, as you notice, sometimes humidity plays a factor with the paper. The paper feels different.
See,
on
just
a
like that. I
cleaner
put that one in backwards, it told me it was misfed, so there you go.
Okay, are we on 26?
But my
25.
25 came back to me as misfed, so it's like I said.
Yeah?
That just proves my point, that sometimes it just, for whatever reason, now it's taking it just fine when I put it back in, so.
Yeah.
All right, and 26, once again, Democratic Party. I'm sitting here, it says system ready, I'm not doing it. '27, once again, Democratic Party.
Well, and just a note too, you don't have to vote for every candidate or every position, but you cannot overvote a position for candidates.
And my final one is number 28.
And then we have 29, which looks to have just one delegate to the county convention on the Democratic side. All right, ballot successfully cast.
Okay.
Fell.
All right, so now we'll close the polls, run the tapes, and then we'll compare it to our chart and make sure that everything came out correctly.
Okay. So you want me to take this, or I'm going to have you do it.
Okay.
I'm gonna have you do it. Did you build these microphone stands? They're very clever.
I built them during COVID when I got the new monitors because the monitors needed to be up. So, so I just stole them.
Multifaceted talents of the deputy clerk. Full-time clerk's office manager.
Well, remember, I have communications too, so I gotta be able to do it all. All right, so mine is closing the polls. It should start running its tape here in a second, and I'll go over and close down the early voting machine over there.
So again, this would be done by the chairperson and the co-chairperson of the precinct.
I got it wrong.
Monsieur Fried.
This one's different than that one.
Passwords are getting longer though, too.
Well, and for some reason, you have to put different ones in for this one compared to that one. It's a little bit different.
At least there's no multi-factor authentication yet at this point.
Correct. Okay, so I'm gonna start running this tape. This tape will be much faster because this machine does everything faster. Next.
And again, for our poll inspectors, you don't have to commit all of this to memory. Brian and the team have written out an extensive manual over the years.
Yeah, and one thing I didn't mention when we started was one other process that the inspectors would go through before they get up and running is to open the side bin, make sure we didn't leave any test materials inside the machine, inside the bin. I didn't do that. I should have, just for the, to show what we normally do. Because the last thing you want is a test ballot in there or something, and at the end of your night, maybe there's an issue and you're going through, and now you have this extra ballot and you don't realize that it shouldn't even have been there because it was left. So, our inspectors always open it up, they check the write-in bin, they check it all and close it back up, and then they can start their day. So, yeah, it's. You can if you want to hit cancel on that, Dave, 'cause it's going to print 4 tapes. Is there a cancel button? Because I think you probably already have for sure 1.
Yeah,
Printing 3.
yeah.
All right, so yours is ready. There we go. Yes. Okay. That's
Well, and
good.
as you know, on
That's
election night,
fine.
one of those reports gets hung up on the window, but the whole tape.
Is that one?
At the precincts, they bring the whole tape back, and they put it into the various envelopes for the county clerk, for the probate, for the township clerk. Everybody gets a tape, and the township tape, if I'm not mistaken, right, that's the one we hang up on the window, or do we do an extra?
No,
tape
we
still?
we hang that one up on the window.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
Okay, so now we need to verify
Do you want me
that.
to detach this one too?
Yeah, you can detach that.
And then
I
probably
think it,
rewind it the other way, right?
well, you're okay, you're just gonna have to go backwards until you find the beginning of it so that we can go through each one. Okay. All right, so,
Here's the zero tape. Okay, do you want me to come over there, or you're gonna do one at a time?
we are going,
Are they the same?
we can do them at the same time, so we just have the delegates will be the one thing that's different, so, but we can go
You
through.
wanna, go through this?
Aaron, you want, why don't you each take one, and I will go through here and we can both all look at this, because I think the test deck might be slightly confusing to you guys, because you guys don't work with the test deck, so the first position on your tape is what?
United States Senator Democrat?
So,
What
okay.
about total votes cast? Do you care about that?
I'm not, you should have,
I have 29,
29, and you should have 28,
Yeah,
right at the beginning, before the,
right at the beginning.
I have.
All right, Michigan Top District, Wayne County Primary, Tabulator ID, voting location, precinct 2, poll opened, total scan 27.
27.
Because you
Remember
took
you
the
had the
one
one-
out, there's the one.
Oh, you're right, yes, because I forgot, I had 20,
Yeah, she had
28
yours,
ballots,
yeah.
she had 29
One
ballots,
popped
that's why.
back.
Yes, and one popped back.
Right.
So yes, mine should be 27,
One.
yours
Right.
29, correct. All right, so I think this is gonna be a little bit strange, because I think yours are listed by party.
It appears that.
Okay, so,
Yes.
and yours are not, yours is gonna
Right.
go back and forth.
By roll.
Right, so, let me start with, Uta, I'll just start with you then, we'll go back and forth with yours to start off. So, US Senator, is yours to start with Democratic Party?
It does.
Okay, you should have,
Hill Harbor.
so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna give you, let me open this up for a second. Put this here. Because my test deck just goes by candidate 1, candidate 2. So,
Yeah.
so basically what yours needs to have is the first candidate on your ballot should get 2 votes, your second candidate should have 1, your write-in should have 1.
Okay.
Okay.
So on here, Hill Harper has 2, candidate Melissa Slotkin has 1, write-in has 1,
So,
total votes 4.
I'm not.
You don't want that.
Not worried about that part, just making sure we should have a 2-1-1, and it should be Harper,
1, 1.
yes.
Okay, that's not gonna be the same for me.
No, because you're gonna have a
Yeah,
different
okay,
order on
okay.
yours, so that's why we're gonna have to do them
Yeah,
one at a time.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so now we'll jump to the Republican Party, US Senator, and you should now have, candidate 1 should have 4, then should go 3, 2, 1, 1.
Okay, so yeah.
So you're gonna have, it
So
should be,
candidate 1 is Sandy Pensler and has 4.
yep,
Candidate 2 is Mike Rogers, has 3. Justin Amash has 2. And Sherry O'Donnell has 1. And write-in has 1.
perfect, all right. So now we'll go back to Democratic Party, and it should be 1 and 1.
So it will be 1 and 1.
Perfect. Then back over to Republican Party Rep in Congress, 1 and 1.
And in Congress, 1 and 1, correct?
And then
We go
Rep
over-
in Legislature, 1 and 1.
1 and 1.
Rep in Legislature should be 3, 2, 1, 1, 3 being Cody Dill.
3, 2,
Linting with 2.
1, write-in 1,
Mendoza
okay?
Bach, yep, okay. And then we are on Sheriff, should be 2, 1, 1.
I have prosecuting attorney.
Did I miss one? Oh, Prosecutor Attorney, yes, 1, 1, sorry. I went past
Okay,
it.
prosecuting attorney is 1, 1.
Prosecutor Attorney then should just be 1.
One.
All right, and now Sheriff,
Yes.
2, 1, 1.
Sheriff is,
We should be on D, right?
oh, D, you're right, I'm
So
sorry.
it should be Meriwether.
Meriwether 2,
Washington.
Washington 1, write-in 1.
Perfect, and then Sheriff on the other one should be 2, 1, 1 also.
So Bomer 2, Nyoriak 1, write-in 1.
Correct. Clerk, 2, 1, 1.
County clerk 2, 1, 1. Democrat, county clerk, Republican,
Should just be
just
1.
1 for write-in.
Treasurer, 1, 1.
Treasurer 1, 1.
Treasurer, 1. Down.
Oh, 1,
Register of Deeds, 1, 1.
1, 1.
Register of Deeds, 1, 1.
1. Then
So our county commissioner should be 1, 1.
1, 1.
County Commissioner 1 for Republican.
Yep.
County Commissioner 1 for Democratic, or sorry,
Nope,
Democratic Supervisor should be 1, sorry.
Democratic supervisor is 1,
And then Republican Supervisor 1, 1.
1, 1,
To Democratic Clerk 1.
1,
Republican Clerk 1, 1.
1, 1,
Democratic Treasurer 1.
1,
Republican Treasurer 1, 1.
1, 1.
Okay.
It's got a beat you can dance to.
All right, so now we're on trustee. Democratic trustee should be 1 and 4.
4, all right.
Republican trustee should be 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and 4.
All right, so 5,
That should be Bilecki, Heil, Mills, Shelton,
4,
Bartlett in that order.
3, 2, and 1.
All right, and
Okay.
1 and 4 write-in, right?
And a write-in, 4 write-in.
Perfect. All right, so Democratic Precinct 2 delegates, it should be 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then 9.
7, 6, 5, hold on, I'm sorry. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then
9
9
write-in.
write-ins.
Perfect. And then our Republican Party precinct delegate should go 4, 3, 2, 1, and 10 write-ins.
4, 3, 2, 1, and 10 write-ins.
All right, and now we are on the nonpartisan,
Partisan.
back to the judge, which should go 4, 2, 1, 1, 4 being Larkin.
So 4, 2, 1, and 8 write-ins? I have, oh, 1.
1 write-in, yes.
Oh, total.
Oh, you're, yes, yep, okay,
Yeah,
so we're
one
good.
write-in.
And then all proposals should be 2, 1 in favor of yes.
2, 1 in favor of yes, 2, 1 in favor of yes. The millages are the same, 2, 1,
Yep.
2, 1, 2, 1. Okay.
Okay, so precinct 2 tested perfect.
Okay.
All right, so now we'll go
Do you want me
to,
to sign already?
yes, you guys can all sign that if you'd like. You all witnessed it. Here, grab a ballot on. Just
He's
gonna
got
move
one
this for a second, sorry about that, so I don't lose it.
Okay.
All right, so now we have,
But do you want this now, or just set it?
I can take it. Perfect.
Okay.
Okay, precinct 3, and this one will go straight by the party, so we're not flipping back and forth on this one. So we start with the Democratic Party on yours, is that correct?
That is correct.
All right. So U.S. Senator should be 211,
Yes.
and it is Slotkin, Harper, in that order, right, 2-1.
Well, yeah, I mean, yes.
Okay.
2 is slack.
Gotcha. All right, Rep in Congress, 1-1.
Yes.
Rep in Legislature, 1-1.
Yes.
Prosecuting Attorney, 1-1.
Mm-hmm.
Sheriff, 2-1-1, Washington Merriweather.
Yes.
Clerk, 2-1-1, looks like Tariff and then Garrett.
Mm-hmm.
Treasurer, 1-1.
Yep.
Register of Deeds, 1-1.
Yes.
County Commissioner, 1-1.
Yes.
Township Supervisor, 1.
Yes.
Township Clerk, 1.
Yes.
Township Treasurer, 1.
Yes.
Township Trustees, 1-4.
Yes.
And precinct delegate should go 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and 8 write-ins.
Yes.
And just to make sure, the order should be Domino, Hardig, Leon, Dominic Palazzolo, Elizabeth Palazzolo, Selby, Swift, Urbani.
Correct.
All right, and let's go to the Republican Party. U.S. Senator should be 4, 3, 2, 1, 1.
Yes.
Starting with Rogers, Amash, O'Donnell, and then Penzler.
Yep.
All right, Rep in Congress, 1-1.
Yes.
Rep in Legislature, 3-2-1-1.
Yes.
And it should be Linting, Mendoza, Bach, and then Dill.
Yes.
All right, Prosecuting Attorney, 1.
Yes.
Sheriff, 2-1-1.
Yes.
And that is Nikoriak, it looks like, is the 2.
Yes.
All right. Clerk, 1.
Yep.
Treasurer, 1.
Yep.
Register of Deeds, 1-1.
Yes.
County Commissioner, 1.
Yes.
Township Supervisor 1-1,
Yes.
Township Clerk 1-1, Township Treasurer 1-1.
Yep.
Township Trustee 5-4-3-2-1 and 4 write-ins.
That is correct.
Starting with, it should be Heil, Mills, Shelton, Bartlett, Bilecki.
Yes.
And then precinct delegate should just be 13 write-ins.
That is correct.
There are no candidates on the ballot. And then nonpartisan section, it should go 4-2-1-1, Scruggs with the 4, Casca with the 2.
Yes.
And then proposition should be 2-1 in favor of yes for all 5.
That is correct.
All right, that one tested out perfect. You guys can sign that one.
Thank you.
All right, we're going to get all the ballots out of the machines because we're going to zero these out and lock them up for the election.
And then those stay in locked storage for how many months? 10 months, or is it?
Well, the tabulators will be
Until- right.
back in use for November.
Right, but the ballots, the
All the
test decks-
ballots will be locked up for 22 months.
22 months.
Yep.
And after 22 months,
I
then
should say 22 months after
the
election
certification.
is certified.
Yes.
Which,
Doesn't happen right away, could
I-
take a couple of weeks, could take a couple of months,
in
depending on.
November, I think it may take a little while.
Yeah. The main thing is that everything is kept locked as chain of evidence for any challenges that may come forward. Once an election is certified and the time frame has passed, then we do get the authorization by the state to destroy the ballots, and that is usually then an official act. We either shred them, or do we still burn them?
No, ballots themselves can just be shredded.
Okay,
The only thing we have to burn still are MasterCards.
okay.
Unfortunately, that's still a rule. I'm not quite sure why. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to zero out this machine. So it has, right now it says 27. I'm going to re-zero. And what was that number?
What I love about this room with the windows on 3 walls is you can see the weather coming in
Or going.
or going out, but it's,
All right, so now this machine says ballot cast 0, so it is ready. All right, so we're gonna go utilities, that's not right, poll management. Either I did it wrong, which is possible, or it's the wrong code. No. Where did I put the key? There we go. Why does it keep doing that? Okay, so re-zero tabulator. and get the codes right. I can't seem to. Yay. All right, re-zero report, next, confirm. This tab here says 29, and now it says 0, so it is ready to go. Continue. All right, I'm gonna shut that machine down. Shut this one down.
And it is completely shut down at this point. Don't forget, you're still plugged in.
You want to?
Oh, yeah, I forgot to unplug. Just wind that in there, yep. Thank you. You. All right, lid is locked on. That's a fun one.
Oh,
All right. Let me grab some seals and we'll seal it up. All right.
Did
Now,
you need
let
white?
me- I think only in this one I need a
Oh,
white one,
okay.
unfortunately. Yeah. The hole's not big enough on that one. On this one. All right, so. Let's see here.
well, the wind is really pushing the flagpole.
All right, and Uta, if you could you read those,
Okay.
and you're starting with the front one, okay.
Front one
Yep.
is
184745.
184745.
Okay.
Then
The side,
the side bottom
yep.
is 184743.
184743, okay.
And the back is 184744.
184744, okay, so we've got now that down.
And the main job of these seals is simply to show tamper evidence
Yep.
and chain of evidence. As you know, they can be cut by a scissors, but they can't really be replaced once they've been cut.
Correct.
And then,
All right, so we want to read those off real fast to me and we can,
All right. 184741. The white one on the side is 182385,
Okay.
and the back is 184742.
Perfect. Okay. All right. I fill out a new box tag for this.
Do you keep
Box.
these extra things in here, or do these?
No,
go in the shredder?
they can be shredded. And this is test materials.
Well, and just as a matter of clarity, we use a shredding service, and every time something is shredded, we get a certification that it was shredded. We don't have little shredders under our desks. This isn't all official.
Okay, so I'm gonna have two of you, well, I'll need all three of you, but you're gonna verify that this seal number matches what I have on this card. And then we will seal up have two of you sign that.
Okay.
And disregard that it says parties, because that doesn't matter in this circumstance.
But it is true that much of this process requires our team to bring on board people from both parties to be represented in all precincts, all counting locations, any area that works with the ballots. Our precinct poll inspectors are as well divided as we can by Republican, Democratic, and the forms that they have to fill out usually request that one be a Republican signature, one a Democrat signature, so that we can show there's concurrence and both parties agree that the process was done objectively and carefully.
All right, locked up. Seal number on there. Now I need each of you to sign that you conducted the public accuracy test and everything's been locked up.
Here you go, young lady.
All right.
Okay, that concludes our public accuracy test. Thank everybody for watching and joining us today.
We'll see you at the poll.
Yeah.
See you at the poll.
Thanks.
All right, thank you, Brian. Thank you, Dave and Jim.
You're welcome, Uda.